everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from Warhammer Underworlds. Yes, we are in the Mortal Realms with the Age of Sigmar, and we are painting up today Thanatek's Tithe, I believe is their proper name. I was confident, now I'm not. No, it is Thanatek's Tithe. Here they are, the all-new Ossiarch Bonereapers Underworlds Warband, and we've got a couple of familiar faces over here with the all-new Mortis Reapers, but we've got some other guys as well which are all just lovely and ridiculous and silly. So a massive thank you goes to Games Workshop for sending me this out early to build up and paint with all of you, and that is exactly what we're going to do now. So we're going to jump in and start doing that. Right, they've all been primed in Grey Seer, and well, we have a Mortis Reapers video, so we're not going to spend too much time concentrating on them, although I say that because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion and we're going to apply this over top of all of the black details across all of our models. So this is going to be most of the these guys, Mortis Reapers, so it's going to be all of their bones and things like that. But for the other guys, well, I'd recommend having the box art in front of you, but we do have stuff like the large sort of boxes on their back, presumably to put the bone tithe in, and we have things like little bits of jewellery and stuff on Thanatek and so on and so forth. But the main kind of application of this is going to be over the top of the skeletons of our Mortis Reapers. Just whilst we're waiting for all of that Black Legion to dry on our Mortis Reapers, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Sigvald Burgundy. We're going to apply this over top of Thanatek's lower robe. Now that that Black Legion is all fully dry, just on the two Mortis Reapers, we're going to dry brush their black bones with some Karak Stone. And with that all done, we're then going to take some Flesh Tearers Red, and we're going to apply this over top of all of the red details across all of our models. So this is going to be things like these cloaks here on the Mortis Reapers, but it's also going to be the wraps and grips of all the weapons and things, as well as any leather belts and straps. Next up, for the other bits of cloth that we've got, excluding the inside of our Mortis Reapers clothes, what we're going to do is we're going to apply 2 layers of Terradon Turquoise. So with that all done, our next colour is going to be some Leviadon Blue. And we're going to apply this over the top of any blue armour. So with that all done, we're now going to take some Skeleton Horde, and we're going to apply this over top of pretty much all of our remaining bones. Now, there is all the sort of bone trim, so often what I refer to these as is body bones. So it's things like arms, legs, faces, and stuff like that. But then you've got the sort of slightly more decorative things, and the best way to sort of differentiate the two is, of course, as always, to have the box art open in front of you. So with all of that skeleton horde applied, we're then going to take a little bit of Wyldwood, and we're going to apply this to the sort of inner body bones. So this is going to be things like kneecaps, fingers, toes, elbows, armpits, necks and ribs. Just like that sort of thing. Next up, we're going to take some Biel-Tan Green. We're going to apply this over the top of the smoke coming out of Thanatek. Well, Thanatek's hand. And with that all done, we're then going to take some Agrax Earthshade, and we're going to apply this over the top of the kind of leather for any of the sheaths. So with that all done, our next port of call is to take some Targor Rageshade. We're going to apply this over the top of all of our trim bones. With that all done, we then take two colours, Nuln Oil and Druchii Violet. We apply this over top of this smoke. So we start with some Nuln Oil. We apply this like so. Over the top. Like that. Then we wash the brush. Grab a little bit of Druchii Violet. Then just towards the top. We apply the Druchii Violet. And so with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors. We're going to apply this over top of all the blades, like so, and we're going to apply this over top of the banding on our two other guys, as well as any other little silver details that you might want to pick out. And with all that Iron Warriors applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Retributor Armour. And we're going to apply this over top of all of our remaining details. So with those metallics all applied, we're now going to take some Nuln Oil. And we're going to apply this over top of all the silver. And we're also going to apply this over top of the blue armour. And with all that Nuln Oil applied, we're then going to take some Agrax Earthshade. And we're going to apply this over top of all the gold. and with that Agrax Earthshade all applied, what we're now going to do is we're going to do our final shade, which is also a blend on the two Mortis Reapers. So it's technically, we're already Warhipster battle ready, but this is the thing that's going to really sell it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a roughly 2 parts Cygor Brown to 1 part Lahmian medium mix. And we're going to apply this over the top of the entirety of Thanatek's Sigvald Burgundy cloak. Just like this sort of thing. But for the Mortis Reapers, I'm going to do a little bit of a blend. So we're just going to get this all on. This is not really a convenient place to stop. There we go. So, for our Mortis Reapers, what we're going to do, take our Cygor Brown, and we're going to blend up the entirety of the cloak. So, what we're going to do next at this part is make sure I've got my picture reference ready. And actually, it's sort of less of a blend on these guys than I actually first anticipated. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply this like so, coming down the cloak. There we go. And then over the front as well. And then on the hood, what we're going to do is just apply this as like a continuation on of what we've just done. But I'm going to wash the brush, get rid of the water, and we're just going to give it a little bit of a blend. Same here on the back. So with that all done, Thanatek's Tithe is now at what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, but of course we're not going to leave it there. We're going to take it to the next level now. I'm going to do this by adding some highlights. Now, first of these is going to be some thinned down Hoeth Blue. And we're going to use this to highlight the blue armour. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Sybarite Green. We're going to use this to highlight all of our turquoisey robes. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Screamer Pink. And we're going to use this to highlight Thanatek's lower robe. With that Screamer Pink all applied, we're then going to take a little bit of some thinned down Pink Horror. And we're going to use this to add just a couple of little spot highlights to the sharpest points in this robe. So with that all done, we're now going to work on our 2 Mortis Reapers cloaks. And it's a very similar thing, but what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Wazdakka Red. We're going to highlight the darkest parts of the cloak with the Wazdakka Red. And with that Wazdakka Red applied, we then take some thinned down Squig Orange. And we use this to fully highlight the sort of hoods and the brighter areas. But we then use this to spot highlight the dark areas just on the sharpest points. So with all the cloth now highlighted, it's time to take some thinned down Corax White. And we're going to use this to highlight all of our trim bone. And so with that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Striking Scorpion Green. And we're going to apply this over top of all of their eyeballs. And so with that all done, we're now going to take some Screaming Skull. We're going to very gently dry brush this over all of our remaining details that aren't the metallics. With that dry brush will apply, we're then going to take some Moot Green and we're going to thin it down with roughly 4 or 5 parts water. So 1 part Moot Green. And we're going to apply this inside the grooves and runes on these guys. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Iron Breaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all the silver. And so to finish off Thanatek's Tithe, we're going to take some thinned down Liberator Gold. I'm going to use this to highlight all the gold. And there we have it. With the bases complete in a really simple way, we just put some Black Templar down and dry brushed them with some Tyrant Skull. It's our usual thing. Thanatek's Tithe is now finished, and they're really, really cool. It's a nice little Underworlds Warband for the Ossiarch Bonereapers, and, well, Thanatek makes for a nice wizardy character if you just want a nice wizardy character for your Ossiarch Bonereapers. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/Warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.